actually more polar bears now than there were 30 years ago. Their numbers, their flocks are growing. They're not, it's not this propaganda film from, from the World Wildlife Fund, which is again founded by the eugenist Nazi
Yep.
Prince Philip and his cousin Bernard of the Netherlands. They own the environmental movement. The Rockefellers founded it, and like I said, they'll cut off their legs to get what they want. And BP, it's safe. Everybody, it doesn't matter. The core exit B, it's safe. Radiation from Fukushima, safe. No problems. Let's just raise the acceptable levels. Everyone will eat it anyway. The ground's getting irradiated. Cows are being irradiated. Everything, and we're all cooked.
And we're eating that.
And we're
eating those cows.
Yeah, and yeah,
it's
terrible. And there's nothing you can do. We're literally cooked because of it. It's done.
Yeah.
I mean, that much of our lives. Let's face it. Everybody's going to have a shortened lifespan. I don't know what it's going to be, but it's going to be shortened. You can't deny it. So they just ignore it. So when
just be happy we don't get our cows from Japan.
Oh, man. Can you imagine what's going to happen in Japan in the next 20 years?
God.
Can you just imagine what horrors we're going to see with the mutations in births? And what's really sickening is that somebody's opening up shop over there to do work in Japan. One of the global companies, it's escaping my mind, and they're bringing workers here from America to work there. These people are nuts. Oh, what company was it? Oh my God. General Electric, I think it was. It's either GE.
Not surprising.
I think it is GE. I think it's GE. I do. I think it is GE, and they're building power plants and stuff like that. Anyway, it's just crazy. Yeah. I just sometimes wonder, how I missed all of this, how I could live basically 40 years in the dark and not notice this, and it's very interesting, like especially with the drugs. I had I've had a couple of things that I've seen in my life with the medical field where before I was awake, where I thought it was. There was something wrong, but I didn't really know what it was. But as I looked further into it, I found out that most of the drugs that they give you, like now the FDA wants to ban, because again, this whole global warming consolidating fraud, they want to ban asthma inhalers. Did you hear about that?
Yep.
I can't believe it.
For sure.
Asthma inhalers, because of the aerosol that's in the can. I mean, they talked about aerosol when I was 10 years old, and now all of a sudden they're going to take it out of this, and it's just wild. Does everybody know that the Rockefellers founded Big Pharma as an investment business in 1913, the same year they founded the foundations and the Federal Reserve? Does everybody know that the American Medical Association, which I like to call the American Murder Association, was incorporated by Rockefeller funds in 1896, excuse me, when it was founded in 1875 by real physicians who had real care? Does anybody know that all of the books that all of the students use in all of the medical schools in all of the world are published by a company called Reed Elsevier, who published the top 1,200 medical journals and vaccine and cutting-edge medical vaccine and biological research? Top 1,200, including Lancet and Cell, which every doctor gets delivered to their office. They also own another 13,500 magazines across the world, including Variety and other trade papers covering business and everything you could think of. They write all the school books. They publish, Harcourt Publishing. Every school book that is in all of these colleges are published by the arm of Rita Zellweger, who also owns LexisNexis, the data mining
Yep.
company that knows everything about everybody. That's where when people don't pay their bills, that's how they find you. A company like LexisNexis.
And people don't realize that.
People don't realize that. Collectors use it, lawyers use it, but you've never heard of LexisNexis. But then the name itself is Illuminati. Nexus, LexisNexis, Jesus, oh my God. It's frightening. Right in your face, like always. I don't know what else I could say about that, but these are companies you need to look at. General Electric pays no taxes. General Motors is owned by the government now. They're almost making some money, but they're putting GPS and tracking. They'll be listening in on your cars. You got OnStar, you're being listened to 24/7. Your cell phones, they listen to you when they're off. Same thing now with your computer. Facebook now is coming, it's tracking you when you go off, after you go off. I mean, they're just going wild. Now, some libertarians are actually waking up and starting to make some noise and about how crazy this is getting. But this is just the beginning. This is nothing. It's going to be checkpoints on the streets. They're going to be, there's always going to be some sort of a perceived threat. You're guilty until proven innocent. Why are you here? What are you doing? I mean, this is how it's moving. Aaron Russo, really a great filmmaker who produced a movie that everyone should see called Freedom to Fascism. He also produced Trading Places, The Rose, and managed Bette Midler's career. And he had a club called the Electric City in Chicago that was shut down by the corrupt cops who opened up a club across the street. And he learned how that whole thing worked. Well, anyway, Russo made like a seminal work regarding the Federal Reserve, and I think that everybody really needs to take a look at that, because the whole system is designed to implode. It was never designed to be prosperous. It was designed to deindustrialize and destroy the dollar while taking all the gold. In fact, I don't even think there is any gold in Fort Knox, or very little. It's probably been robbed. And then there's a potential gold trap with the dollar. If people start seeking out gold and buying gold, there is of course a chance that when the economy does implode, that the government will seek the gold like they did in 1934. And if that occurs, that will start a war. I think Reverend Jay, that's his position on that for sure. A civil war or a uprising or anarchy or whatever you want to call it, the civil unrest that would be required to put in a full martial law police state. And I know it's hard to believe that this is coming, but it really is. Now, I don't know about seizing the gold. I don't know if it's going to get to that, because in my personal estimation, I think less than 1% of Americans own gold. It's a very small number, maybe 2%. So there's not that much gold actually owned by Americans. The banks own all the gold. So I would think that they're going to probably have no problem keeping it. But the dollar devaluation, the cost of food skyrocketing, and unemployment, there's going to be no jobs. Obama's out there saying that if the Republicans don't pass this, who doesn't want to have roads? Who doesn't want to have it's all like smoke and mirrors, dog and pony show type stuff.